So here is the model that I chose to print. It is a math gear. I chose to print this model because it is a great tool for students to use to understand ratios. Okay, so I will explain this a little bit. Here is two gears. This one has 24 teeth, which are the little things on the outside here, and this one has 16 teeth. And you are supposed to rotate one of them and see how many times the other one rotates to find the ratio. So for this one, I'm going to rotate the black one, which is 24 teeth. And you can see that there's an arrow here, and you can see this a little bit here, there too. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this one. And you can see that, okay, so this one got rotated all the way around 360 degrees, and this one rotated one complete rotation and then did a half of a rotation. So you can see from that every time this one rotates, this one's going to go 1.5. So if this one rotates twice, then this one's going to go, then the smaller one is going to go 3 times. So I'm going to do it once more to see if it's for you guys to see that it goes 3 times. There we go, and there's the little arrow right here, so you can see that that went around 3 times, and this one went around twice. And so the ratio for this is 2 to 3. Because I only have one of these models, and I don't plan on making another one, I would use this in my classroom as like a station. So if I had multiple stations where the kids were doing ratios or fractions, I would have this at one of them and have questions that went along with it and have like an explanation of how to use it at the station. Or I could also put it in a interactive bulletin board and have the kids have it like an extra, like when they finish their assignment, for them to go by and do a problem with using the gear, just as a a activity for them to do when they finish their work in the interactive bulletin board. It was really amazing to watch something that that I created on my computer. It was really amazing to watch that print right in front of me in 3 dimensions. I didn't think it was gonna work out as well as it did, and it still took a while to print, but it was really, really amazing to actually watch something print right in front of me in 3 dimensions. And it was also amazing to hear about all of the things that people have created, like the organs and stuff, things that I never imagined that you could possibly create from a printer. Yeah, that was really amazing for me to experience. So there were some challenges with my object. The computer that was connected to the printer took a while to actually get the printer to start, and also my object, because there are so many different pieces and they had to be printed separately, it took a really long time, so I could only print off one thing during our class period. And when I printed off that one thing, I did it in a 50% scale, and the others were printed in a 100% scale because I wasn't the one that printed them. So you can see how my 50% scale does not fit on the 100% scale base or with any of the gears. So that was a challenge, that it took so long, so I wasn't able to do it myself. Yeah. I didn't think that it would take as long as it did to print. I knew it would take some time, but I didn't think it would take an hour to print this gear. So I didn't expect it to take as long as it did. expected it to print. I didn't have many expectations. I just went into it really not knowing much about 3D printing other than what I'd seen on YouTube videos, which wasn't that much. So I didn't really have many expectations. Part of me didn't think that it would work out as well as it did. But from a teacher's perspective, I think that it would be really amazing to watch children experience 3D printing for the first time. Anything when you see children doing anything for the first time, they're always amazed, and that's pretty cool to see. And from a teaching perspective, I also see the potential with the 3D printer. It's something that will inspire the children to learn about mathematics. It's going to get them excited about doing things and using the things that they create. Like if they created this gear, every time they use the gear, they'll remember, creating it and remember like it's a part of them. So just the inspiration that it'll bring to them is something that I think is incredibly valuable. It may be challenging to do this, to do 3D printing in the classroom, depending on the student's maturity level. They may not see the printer as something that is educational. They may see it as just a game and just a time for them to goof off and not do any work. Also, they may do things that they're not supposed to do, like stick their hands where it says, this is hot, don't stick your hand here. Or they may get upset if their printing doesn't work out the way that they want it to. They may, the printer may jam. Those types of complications may come up. I would like to learn more about how to fix a printer when something goes on, like if it jams up or if a part breaks. I would like to learn how to fix it or how to contact someone who could fix it. I would also like to learn more about how much everything costs that goes into printing something out, like all the materials used to create the objects, or the printers themselves, like how much are the different printers. I would also like to learn more about what teachers have done to incorporate 3D printing into their lessons, and like what manipulatives they have created and how they use those in the classroom, or students, what students have created, because I think that that really shows how important it is when students are there and they're talking about what they create and how they use what they create. And I would also like to learn how to go about getting people to fund things. Like if I do it in my classroom, I wouldn't be able to afford a printer or all the all the materials and stuff that go into creating the objects. So I would like to learn how to contact, or to GoFundMe or whatever to get the materials that I need for my students, so that my students can create whatever they want, whatever they could imagine that could help them understand math better.